Hey guys, thanks for joining me. I am a member of a couple Facebook pages for asthma and allergies and such, and I've seen a couple other parents do this, and so I'm really reaching out for help right now because we are in need. Um, my son currently has chronic asthma. He's almost 4 years old. I am a single mom, a full-time college student, and he is in preschool slash daycare. Um, so Rylan has had kind of a long journey these last almost 4 years. He he was born a month early. It was a very long, hard journey into this world. I had preterm labor throughout, and so was on a lot of medications for that. He was born 4 weeks early, but was very big. He was 8 pounds 6 ounces, 22 inches long, and it was a hard labor, a hard delivery. He was eventually pulled out by forceps, and there was some major concerns with his brain swelling, and so we were in the hospital almost a week. um, from then, we started to notice some severe acid reflux problems with him. I can remember at just a couple weeks old, I would lay him down in his crib and come back and check on him a little bit later, and he had vomited so forcefully that the vomit was all the way on the other side of the crib. And so he was started on Zantac and thickened formula at 4 weeks old. And after that, shortly, we saw a GI specialist, and we went through about 8 store-bought formulas to try to find one that he could tolerate, and he couldn't tolerate any of them. So we were put on Neocate, and if you don't know what Neocate is, it's a prescription-only formula, and it's very, very expensive. And he was on that almost until about 2 years old, because every time that we would try to introduce any sort of milk products, he would not be able to tolerate it. So we got allergy testing for him done at about 12 months old. They did the skin test prick with him, and he was found that he was allergic to peanuts, eggs, soy, and then animal dander. And so we went on a very strict and very hard diet for him. And I can't tell you that it really changed much, but he had severe, horrible eczema. I mean, he would get it so bad on his face that you would go to pull the onesie over his face and it would just stick, and you would get all kinds of fabric and little fuzz things stuck in his face. And we tried about 6 different eczema creams for him, and nothing would heal it, and it was very painful for him. And so eventually the doctor put him on a steroid cream, and they don't recommend that, but we were kind of out of options, and the steroid cream actually would help. So we grew out of the eczema. We successfully reintroduced the foods after an allergy test showed that he was not allergic anymore. Over the course of this time, he ended up having surgery, and they fixed his tongue because he was very tongue-tied, and they also did a surgery on his testicles because they were way up by his kidneys, so they had to go in and bring them down. And then at about 2 years old, he ended up getting tubes, and at 3 years old, he had his tonsils and adenoids removed. And fast forward to today, we have been struggling with chronic asthma just horribly for about 2 years now. It's constantly gotten worse. Currently, he is on Advair 2 puffs morning and day. He's on albuterol typically every 4 hours. He's on Singular at night. You can hear him coughing on the baby monitor. He's on Singlet at night. He's on Zantac, and both of those are the highest dose that he could possibly have. And then he's on an allergy med, and when he's sick, he's on nebulizer treatments, and pretty much every time he gets put on prednisone because he gets so horribly sick that he gets infections and can't handle it. So pretty much for the last year, every time he does get any sort of virus that normal kids can handle, his body starts to shut down, and he's been on antibiotics pretty much every month when he gets sick. And so basically what happens with him is that he will get a cold. Let's say he gets a cold Monday. And by Friday, he is coughing so severely that he can't breathe. He can't sleep. Like last night, which is why I look so horrible. I'm so exhausted right now. Last night he was up every like 3 to 15 minutes having a coughing fit, and nothing I do will help him. And it's the most frustrating thing to watch your child try to breathe, and you can't do anything about it. And so his pediatrician finally prescribed him something called D-Tussin DM. No, it's Q-Tussin DM. It's a cough medicine, and he's on a very strong dose, and that is the only way that we will get sleep, and that works about 50% of the time. So he saw his pulmonologist on Monday. It is now almost Friday, and he was just at the start of a cold. And so his doctor wanted to try him on a new acid reflux medicine. It starts with an O. I'm sorry, I don't have the name right now. It's a pretty popular one, but the insurance doesn't want to cover it. And so every single medication that he's needed, we have had to go through an appeal process with both of his health insurances. And it usually takes a couple months. So that's where we're at with that. He sees the pulmonologist again tomorrow, and on Monday the pulmonologist suggested that they do a bronchoscopy and a broncho laviator or something, where they take samples out and flush saline in and out. And at first I was against it because I had never heard of that, but I read up on it, and I definitely don't think that we should wait on it. The pulmonologist had wanted to start this new acid reflux med and then wait a couple months to see if we should do it, if he failed to stabilize. But this is absolute torture with him. I mean, it's just horrible to watch him go through this. And so, yeah, we have an appointment tomorrow, and I will let you guys know how that goes. But really, I'm looking for some feedback. I'm looking for suggestions. This doesn't seem normal to me. It really affects his daily life, and I'm just so frustrated, and I know that a lot of parents go through this, but I really am searching for answers with this, because I cannot accept that life will always be like this for him. I just feel like we need to have some answers, other than pumping him completely full of medicine all the time. I just don't feel like that's the answer for him. So anyways, any suggestions, any feedback would be so much appreciated. Any similar experiences, because I am exhausted physically, emotionally, mentally. I don't know what to do. So anyways, thanks for the input, guys. It is much more appreciated than you will ever know. Thanks.